All right, do you guys know who Ross Cameron is? Ross Cameron is a day trader. He's got his own website, Warrior Trading. I'm not affiliated by him or anything like that. I don't even pay for his courses, to be honest. I only watch his free sessions that he posts on YouTube. And I quite over the years, picked up some stuff, learned some stuff from him, and but that's not the point. The point is of this video is that I have funded my account the way he would fund his account. Why I did that is, to be honest, I'm jealous. I'm jealous that uh, I've been in a market since 2008, right before housing market crashed, and I have to be honest. I wasn't that successful. The way that uh, these guys portray themselves to be successful every single year, it's just uh, I have to admit I am jealous. I am a little jealous. It's you can tell in my voice, but I also like to learn, and I also want to be a better trader. Want to figure out how to be successful, how to be in profit every single year. And I do research, and I come across. He's not the only one that I came across to where he would have a challenge. Not just him, but many other YouTubers would have a challenge from $100 to a few $1,000 they would make. So I thought I'm gonna do it too. So yeah, so this is the introduction in me funding my own account that is Robinhood. Yes, I know Robinhood. Why Robinhood? Because that account I already had um, opened up like a few years back, like 5 years ago, and only had like $3 in there because at one point I had 10,000. I took it out and I put $100 back into it. So yeah, and this is that account. I had $103. Now I have $114.55. I traded once yesterday and made like $10, $11, something like that. And yeah, so I'm gonna go through it, recap uh, how I came across and why I chose that particular stock to trade. I don't particularly trade the way most traders do their trades, uh, using breakouts or some type of indicators that tells them, okay, there may be support or resistance or things like that. I tend to find myself in predicament where I am always in a loss and I'm sick and tired of losing, and I want to make money. And I figured a way to make money, uh, but that's on a larger account. But this is a very small account, so I cannot do what I can do in the Thinkorswim account. But I'm gonna try my best to see if I can make it. If I would to start from $100, can I make it? This is the first day of the trading. I did one trade. I cannot trade. I couldn't trade it multiple times because this is a cash account. Once you use your funds, there are under they end up being under the on what you call settled funds. So if you trade with the unsettled funds, you get marked good faith violation, three of those, and they lock you out of your account for like 90 days, so you cannot trade for 90 days after that. So I don't want to trigger that um, um, what you called good faith violation. So I can only trade once per day. Uh, it, Even worse than that, looks like I only have two more day trading uses. I already used one. It says 1 out of 3 here on the bottom right corner. So that means I can trade this week. I can trade two more times. So yeah, this is gonna be very difficult, very uh, time consuming, and very long. And it's gonna take a long time for me to even double this account if I even am able to double it. So this is just to show you the reality. Like, you guys listen to these guys that already are millionaires, right? And then they fund their account, um, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 account, and they keep doubling it, right? They're not afraid to lose. They're not afraid to lose, and they're open their accounts overseas, where their PTS rules are not um, uh, followed, or there are no PTS rules, so you can day trade as many times as you want on your account. Where here in the United States, they have these PTS rules, which is just dumb. To be honest, prevents me from, I mean, if I'm gonna blow up my account, I'm gonna blow it up either way. No matter how many restrictions you put on the account, if it's meant for me to blow it up, it's gonna blow it up. It doesn't matter what you do. So why not just give us freedom to do, to trade as many times as we can on a cash account, at least on a cash account. But it looks like even if you have a cash account but it's below certain amounts, it's you still cannot, trade as many times as you want, even though that under the rule of T1, I believe it's called, where funds settle overnight. So like bank knows, everybody knows that that this amount is gonna settle the next day. Why can't I use it, keep using it over and over again, uh, today, right, to trade and hopefully try to make more money than just $10 that I made off of $100 investment, right? And we know that overnight it's gonna end up being available again. You know, it settles because of the T1 rules, which I'm not that familiar, but I keep hearing it. Everybody keeps talking about the T1 rule, and so yeah, so I just don't understand that much of it, to be honest. um I'm not happy, at least. I understand it, but I'm not happy about those rules. I mean, just let me, if I'm gonna blow it up, I'm gonna blow it up, either way, to be honest. So yeah, so I'm just gonna show you a recap, or pretty much walk you through what trade I made and why I done it and all that stuff. And hopefully I can make some money the next day, which is gonna be day two. This is day one of the $100 challenge, and tomorrow is gonna be day two. So yeah, so I'm recording the pre-recorded session, and as you can see here, I am adding ticker symbols for me to watch these ticker symbols. Let me hit play here, and I'm adding them. I'm watching, and let's see what it come up here. So okay, so I switched to the well, then I switched back, I guess. All right, and then I switched back to add some more on different. I mean, I'm looking at the scanner right here. I see two of them. I'm paying attention to them. I'm looking at this particular stock. They ran, right? Even though like it ran on Friday, and I was like, oh man, I didn't even see this stuff running on Friday. The STKH. Well, I wasn't trading after hours, so I didn't see it. But this this candle, breakout candle, I didn't see that either, because it was way before 7 o'clock, and I can only trade from 7 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock afternoon. and therefore there was no point of me, looking at the charts. So this is like literally I'm looking at it at 7 o'clock, streaming at 7 o'clock, looking at it at 7 o'clock, and I'm looking at all these runners. I call them front runners, and I'm like, man, where was I? So I'm just drooling over it, looking at them, like so many of them. And as you can see here, that my account was at $103.46 yesterday before I ended into a trade, just to prove that it was like that. I'm going to show you when I entered and exited, but the uh, the sound in the live stream was not. I was not happy with it, so I'm going to just have to comment what I have done. I was talking, but you cannot hear me because of the other sounds that were happening in the background. And so I saw this one. This is the one that I seen, and I'm like looking at it to see why did it I mean, it showed up. Let me hit the pause here. So this ticker symbol uh, IOBT came out onto the on the what you call scanner, and I looked at it and I was like, why did it show up on my scanner? It's like sold. It's oversold. Look at this red candle here. It's just huge oversell. And I was like, why? What did happen? So I clicked on the news. You can see here there was a news about it. I clicked on it to read the news to see why did it sell. And it looks like it sold off because the company cut 50% of their workers, which is about 40 workers they cut. It's I believe some kind of biotech pharmaceutical company, and I was like, okay, it kind of sounds bad, right? I mean, they're trying to cut on on their expenses because I guess they're not doing so well, and so it got my attention. It definitely got my attention. Not the way you would think they got my attention. You would think, okay, short it, but look, they were at 44 already, 44 cents. I mean, really, like, come on, at these prices, short it. I wouldn't. But there are people out there who I don't want to, call them names or anything. Uh, but you can imagine how dumb uh, it would be to short something that already literally just fell so much. Like, why? If you're gonna short it off of here or up here, right? Why would you short it off here? But anyways, I'm not a type of guy who likes to short, so you know, I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep this symbol around. I wasn't gonna jump into it, because I need to see some kind of consolidations on the bottom, right? Before I decide to, make my move if I'm gonna make a move. But I decided I'm gonna look around some more, and I'm gonna see if I skip to different ones. Okay, so came across this one as well, STI. I was looking at it, but no news. There was news on September 23rd, but today is September 29th. So yeah, this news not even wasn't even about this stock. It was just overall stocks moving on Thursday market aftermarket, like it's got nothing to do. But it ran on Friday, which my scanners did not pick it up because it was probably not worth it. I mean, look what happened to it. From 480 jumped to 764 after hours on Friday, and then sold off in after hours all the way below it closed. Below it closed to 430. I was like, man, what is going on with this? Manipulation. That's all I can say. Anyways, so I kept looking around, looked at this one as well, consolidating, but I noticed something. triple, I mean, double top, but this one was gonna also end up being up there triple top, right? Triple top. And I was like, ooh, I gotta keep eye on this one. This one may be juicy. Why? It's got some news. IBM to invest 5 million in resources to support this company, which is I can't read it here. This is pre-recorded, so whatever it says here, I can read. But DVLT, right? And I was like, okay, it's something to keep eye on. And I kept, looking at it for a bit. Then looked at the DWTX. That also showed up on the scanner. I looked at it. I saw there was some kind of news, and it was about it. And I was like, okay, it makes sense for it to run. I'm gonna keep looking at it. I'm gonna keep on this as well. Of course, I'm too late to the party. I mean, it ran, then it's pushing back, right? I can tell you that this thing did run, but I didn't get into it because I was missing out. I was paying attention to something else. I was adding to my watch list all these potential movers, right? And let's skip to the point where I actually got into the trade. But I'm just, showing you the process. Like I was looking at these things as they were popping on my scanner. I was, putting them in the watch list to keep eye on them. And oh, I did get into it. Never mind, I did get into it. I was starting to lose money. I did make money at the end. I remember it was $7, $70. I didn't like it the way they were not moving, the way I thought. They tricked me, literally tricked me right here. This red candle, if you can see it, uh, it broke. This candle broke above these candles really fast. This happened really fast, and I was like, okay, so since it's like happening really fast, there's like a volatility going on, and I jumped in as this next candle opened up and broke above, literally broke above this one, right? Many would say, yeah, you're right, you should have jumped in. Broke above. As soon as I got in, you can see, like I got into this one when it broke, right? At $8. Then as soon as this one opened and broke above, I jumped in. Look where this is like actually average 7.97, but it was above $8, like $8.06. I remember getting into a couple of shares. But if you're thinking, well, why only like one share, like total of 5 shares? Uh, as you can see, they ran after against me. I was gonna if I had I was thinking to jump in with 100 shares, but if I did that, I would have been losing quite a lot of money, and I would have been, I would have had to, stop out. I would have to force myself to get out of that trade and lose money, right? And I'm smart enough. I've been around since 2008. If I haven't mentioned it, um, I've been burned too many times, literally suspiciously, too many damn times for me to jump in with 100 shares or 1,000 shares at something that is literally breaking another, making another breakout or run to the upside, and as soon as I get in, it flushes back down, right? No, it happened to me many times. So I decided to cost average. As you can see, I accumulated about 5 shares. I sold 2 shares. And literally what happened with this one, it was so weird, is I got into this when they started selling against me right away. I got in here somewhere on this candle at around 7 something, 770. I believe it was like 775. And yeah, it was right there, 773 actually. See that buy? I was about to buy it, and as soon as this happened, it also exited me out. See this? I have a pre-made order to exit out at 5% profit. It literally exited me out split second. As soon as I got in, it exited me out of one share for 5% profit. I was like, that was strange. It's like literally like split second. Like I got in and I got out. One share, right? And I was cost averaging. And oh, by the way, I don't have a stop loss like pre-made stop loss. I actually watch when I trade. I actually watch, and if I am in a loss, starting to lose to the point where I'm like, okay, that's enough. I'm out, right? Then yeah, I manually get out. I don't have a pre-made stop loss. Why? Because I do cost average. Every single trade that I get in, I swear to you, I have to cost average because not one runs the way it's supposed to run. Like the way somebody will tell you, okay, if this breaks above, like I got into the here, like when it broke, this long green candle broke. As soon as it broke above here, I jumped in. As you can see, at $8, I jumped in, which is around here, right? And so when it was trying to break again, I was like, okay, I'm gonna cost average here as well, like add more because it's trying to break higher. Oh nope, it flushed against me right away. So yeah, I do cost average. And so I got into the trade only $1.70, and not even on, this is not even the Robinhood account. It was a Thinkorswim, but I'm testing, I'm testing waters at this point. So this was my, I believe, first trade that I started testing waters, and I'm just explaining, the process of it, how I manage to, cost average, and I end up with a profit. 170 is gonna show here pretty soon. Uh, is it gonna show it? Well, I made 7 cents here. It was really quick as well. Well, it wasn't actually. I jumped in and okay. So I noticed that other trade that I had gone in and exited out. That's why I switched, I believe. Where is it? This one. I got in at $1.30. Why again one share? Because I didn't have faith in this. But this is the one that was breaking. Remember? Oh, where was it? Okay, let me remember this. 131.29. Okay, so where's the one that was right? This one, triple breakout. This is where I set the order at 130. I was gonna buy it at 130, and it came through or 130, and I exited automatically. It exited me at 5% profit. But I wasn't feeling it, to be honest. Why? There was no volume. Look at the volume here. Look at the here volume. Huge volume. Yeah? It was happening. There was no volume here. So even though it showed me the triple top, I wasn't, I'm again, I keep telling you guys that I've been around so many around the stock market for a very long time. I've seen many weird things happening, and I just got burned so many times on something that should have worked and it did not work, and it just did not make any sense to me, right? So I'm cautious. There's no value, but there's a triple, top. Yeah, I'll test the waters. I'll jump in with one share just to have, if something is actually against me, just to piss them off, or to show them, hey, I know that this is supposed to work, but I'm only going to put one share in there. Do something about it, right? This is my attitude, like towards to whatever his it likes to go against me, right? So yeah, so that is right here. This one, that's this one, DVLT, where once I got in the trade, you know, again, you see it started going against me right away, right? I didn't care. It's only one share. So, I focused it on other trades out there. I was looking around. I didn't even care. And why I jumped back in, because I've got the I received a notification that trade, exited. I exited out of the trade, and I just was curious at what price. 137, received 7 cents, 5% of the run. I was like, okay, I'll take it, whatever. Most of the time I'm just doing this, just to piss off algorithm and algorithms, machines, because they love to go against me. So I'm just picking on, you know, because they put fear in me. I have to be honest. They put fear in me. They burned me so many times that I'm afraid to jump in with 1,000 shares. I would love to jump in with 1,000 shares in here, but I can't. Look, they will stop me out. I would probably exit out and lost quite good money here. I would jump in at 130 and I'll probably exit it out at, I wouldn't even be able to trade anything else. I would be watching this like a hawk, you know, making sure that, if it goes against me, to get out. Look how much they pushed against, all the way down to uh, under one. Actually, it is exactly $1.27. That's 3 cents on 1,000 shares. That's a lot of money. Three pennies on 1,000 shares is a lot of money, right? For me, at least. Not maybe not for you, but for me, I would at least jump in 1,000 shares. But nope, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's just dumb. So yeah, that trade went well. I looked at this one, didn't like it. Um, there was no news. It was healthcare. Looked at this one. Also had some news behind it, but it ran a lot, and I was looking for maybe entrance, and this indicator was giving me a sign that there is potential entrance here. But I usually look. This is my kind of a study or a strategy, a code that I coded, where if I see it happen multiple times when something is consolidating, right, starts happening multiple times, like once or twice or three times, that is when I start. That is when I tell myself, okay, now it's time to get into this trade. Since it ran right to the upside, and now this is the backside of it, and only showed me one uh what you called alert on it. I need more. I need more alerts, at least two more, right? At least the one, at least. All right. So at least two to see them close by to each other, or three to be like close by, like these ones that are close by, for me to actually risk getting into this type of a trade. And it didn't work out, to be honest. It did run. It did run. I seen it, but I wasn't paying attention to it because it just didn't work out for me. And I got into this trade. Right? Did I get into this? Oh, this is the one. Yeah, that I was looking at to see if there was a sign of them pushing back down. They did not. And here's where I was trying to make an order, place an order. Did I? Where's the stock that I was interested in? It's not showing. So this is where I was trying to place an order, trying to figure out how to place an order, since I haven't been in Robinhood for a very long time. To be honest, I don't even know how to place. I was trying to place a stop order, stop loss order, right, on the Robinhood, so I don't have to pay attention to it, so I can pay attention to my main account. And when I get into a trade, so if stop loss happens for the order to go through, and I end up with losing a little bit of money, and but I couldn't figure out how to make a stop loss because it wasn't making any sense. It says stop price. I type in stop price. It says, oh, it's uh, too low. It has to be close to the actual price. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's the stop price. It's the stop price. meaning it has to be lower than the bid or market price. It didn't make any sense. It was literally giving me the warning, like, oh, you cannot place a stop uh, price there. It has to be higher. I'm like, then that makes no sense. Then the limit price also didn't make any sense to me because of this stop price that was giving me errors. Actually, if I can show you the error, is it gonna show me? Because it was showing me the error. I started complaining about it. It's right here, I think. Yeah, see that? Stop price is 6% below the current price. Your order will likely trigger immediately. Like, why? What do you mean? Isn't this stop loss? Robinhood, isn't this stop loss? What is this? Stop price. Stop. That translates to me, it's stop loss. Is or is this the stop loss? Limit price. Like, what's the stop loss? I'm trying to figure out. I was complaining, bro. I was yelling at her. I was like, this makes no sense. Of course, this is where I want to, if it goes to 129 for the order to trigger for stop loss. This tells me that this is not a stop loss. It wants me to have it higher than the actual bid or ask, which made no sense to me. Comment below if you guys know how to place an order on Robinhood. I do not. I do not. So I had to figure out how to place it, and I did. I figured out somewhere here, but again, scanner. I'm looking at the scanner. I'm scanning, looking for more stuff. Uh, this is where I was adding stuff to watch. This is that guy's Ross, a pre-market. He literally explained how he finds these stocks, and I made a scanner on what information he gave, and as you can see, the DVLT did show up as it showed up um, on some one of my other scanners that I did not. Oh, front runner right here. This is my scanner that I made it myself without you know thinking my way to find the scanner, and it showed up on my scanner DVLT, and then I noticed that it showed up on pretty much his scanner. I call this his scanner, even though I made it by listening to Mr. Ross, how he finds the stocks and what he looks for. And I saw the DVLT and DVLT here, so I put it in here to keep eye on it as well. And then um, looked at this one, ran, consolidating, no volume, wasn't interested. So I was looking through some, stuff to scanners to see if anything. And I was kind of disappointed on this one when I start seeing these. Like, I would have lost money here because look at this one: entry, 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 like 3 entries, 4 entries in a row. Then 2 entries are probably jumping here as well. There's 2 entries here, probably jumping in here as well, and I would literally every time I would jump in here. If I did not take profits here, I would have lost money, right? And I was kind of disappointed in this, and I was like, okay, my my strategic coding study here was not particularly doing its job. And I was like thinking to myself, I'm gonna have to look at my code, and change the strategy a little bit more, or figure out something, because this should be a backside, not, uh, uh, but it's showing me that it's a front side, front side, front side. Then even after the backside, it showed me possible front side. It didn't happen, and this another one from possible front side. I'm like, what does it keep happening? And I was looking at this for a minute. I was like, I need to look at my codes. I need to change some stuff around. It's not. See, I have to say this for everyone, to burn this into your head. Every strategy works until it doesn't work. Every strategy You can backtest it. You will find it that it works at some time, some point of in time, and then it's not gonna work at another point of time, and then it's gonna start working again. Every single strategy, no matter what kind of strategy, how many strategy you put in into one to like have a sub strategies or whatever, every single one will work until it stops working, and then it starts working again. You just have to be lucky enough to catch a strategy that gives you an alert for something that is actually going to run uh, towards the goal that you thought that is gonna go there, right? So if that makes any sense, but every strategy works until it just doesn't work. Just keep that in mind. If somebody tells you that they have a strategy that's 80 90% profitable, well, just remember that every single strategy works until it doesn't work, and when it does not work, you will lose money. Potentially you can even lose your entire account. So be careful out there. So I looked at the Nvidia as well. I was looking at it. I saw it was oversold, and I was gonna buy at least one share because it was oversold. I like Nvidia, uh, and I missed out on that. But I did buy Google, which I didn't show it to you. I started buying Google at one point because I also like Google. And did I buy Nvidia or Google? I bought one of them. I started buying one of them. Okay, so here's the point where, remember the stock that previous segment where I was talking about uh, they sold off because they cut 50% of their workers. Now I am noticing something in this stock. I am noticing a consolidation. See, they were here. They were at 44 cents. Some probably would be like, "Oh, that's cheap. I want to jump in." I mean, from $1.52 to 44, cents. I'll jump in, and hopefully it's gonna be bounce to the upside at least a little bit to make some profit and get out, right? uh called a dead cat bounce, right? Some people do jump into those, and this is that dead cat bounce, right? If you didn't jump in here, exactly here, and exited out exactly here right away, right, you're back holder. You end up being a back holder, or you would have a profit loss stop somewhere around here. So of course I didn't get in because I am aware of that. I'm not, as I said, I've been around stock market. I've seen so many different weird things happening, and but this started to uh take my interest. I saw volume is above average, and I see some green candles. Yeah, I see some red candles, but I see some green candles as well. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna prepare myself to, you know, keep eyeing it, keep eyeing it, right? Um, so I jumped in again into a different trade here. Oh, that one, yeah, the one that I only made like 7 cents. I was also keeping on that. Realized that it was selling off, and I was like, maybe I should, jump in on a, bounce, but I didn't. And this is the DWTX. I jumped into this one. I made some money here, I believe. I don't exactly know how much. Oh, the $1.70, I believe. So I'm back again looking at the AOBT to see if there's any sign of, breakouts from this point. And there was no, they're still at 29 cents. I was like, okay. And yep, this is the time where I was like, okay, now I'm noticing. Oh, I switched to a 1 minute chart. I believe there was a 5 minute chart that I was looking at, right? Yeah, there was a 5 minute chart. I switched to 1 minute chart to see potential entry points. It's right now at 30 cents, and I was like, okay, since it does look like it wants to break, break a little bit to the upside, it doesn't have to break too much. I only need like 5 to 10 cents, and I'm good, right? Um, I'm looking at it at 1 minute chart right now to see potential. I see breakouts here. I see one breakout here. I see this potential, like almost a breakout here. Um, but I definitely saw this breakout. So this got me excited. This candle right here. It's a small candle, but it got me excited. I mean, this was a big volume, but there was no breakout. But then there was a breakout, but volume was really small, and I was like, something may be going on here pretty soon. So I kept looking at it. And I'm like, okay, now I should maybe jump in into the trade. And this is where I finally started preparing myself to jump into the trade. At the so I switched to Robinhood. I typed in IOBT into the watch list under Robinhood. Typed in 100 shares to see how much it's going to cost. Realized it was only $31. Then I typed in 200 shares. Well, actually, it doesn't show. 200 and then 300 shares, and then it says it's going to cost me $95. I'll say, okay, close enough. And I pressed buy in. As you can see, there's a uh, pointer right there. I'm going to hit the play right now, and I'm going to press a buy. But I'm waiting for it to maybe pull a little bit, and there you go. I just press buy, and order filled right there, 300 shares. And I'm already in a loss, 17 cents, and now I'm in a profit, 7 cents shows me. And I'm like looking at it, paying attention to it to see if it's gonna run against me, or if it does run against me, to get out, because I couldn't figure out how to place a stop loss order. So I was like, okay, I need to pay attention. I need to watch it. As I'm watching it, I see it a little bit of movements, but not enough. And now I see movements, and I'm like, oh, yeah, should I get out? And may it take two, and then that happened. I was like, whoa, you know, and I was like, oh, it's too late. It already happened, because I couldn't have done anything because it was so quick. Did you see that? That Look, watch this again. Uh, Watch it again. Watch the candlestick go up. Watch this uh, open P&L, which is profit, uh, jumped into like close to $100 at some point. Watch this. Watch this number here. If I can freeze it, maybe I'll try and freeze it. And I was looking at it, right? And I was like, I said at 50. There was a $54 at one point. Now it's $24. I would trust me. I would have been happy to take that money, $54 and 24. And I was like, okay, should I press it now? Should I press? And I'm like looking at it, I'm like 200. Look at it, $237. I just realized that I only saw 50 when I was looking. I did not see 270. And I keep saying the 24, right? And I'm like, okay, now it's time to take the profit, right? Is it? Is it gonna run? And boom, just like that, back down to only $2. Like, see how quick that happened. If I did that under Thinkorswim, trust me, I would have gotten out in a split second, and at least took that 50 something dollars, or 24 at least, right? And I would have been happy. But since this takes a long time to get in and out, even when you close the order, I was like, I'm not gonna get that. The way it moved, the way it just jumped and just flushed back down, I had no chance getting out, and I was disappointed. Right? I I I had the good idea. It worked for me, but the execution was terrible. Why? I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get out in time. Right? It just took. It was really fast, and I was like, man. So I kept looking at it, hoping it's gonna happen again. Then I switched. You don't see me, but I'm looking at the what's it called, Thinkorswim platform, and I'm adding order over there as well at the same under the same thicker symbol. Um, I put 100 shares in there. Right here is 300 shares. Over there is like 100 shares. Because of this, I'm like looking. I'm like, dude, you know, potentially I could have made some good money. I could have doubled my account, right? But nope, it didn't happen, unfortunately. But that's fine. I'm happy with the $10 that I made. So I keep looking at it, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? Do I pay attention? Like, let me, So I'm like, let me at least get to this point so I can like press a button, sell, and to get out of the order. So I'm still paying attention. I see $12. I see $9. I see $12 again, nine again. I'm like, okay, I think it's time to get out. Uh, Again, $9, 10, 11, and I'm like, okay, wait, when did I get out? Because I know I seen it. Oh, I switched. I switched here to show that I made $4 there. I made $4 there because I got out there really quick. I got in and out pretty much on the Thinkorswim. And here I'm hoping this is gonna run, I guess. Oh, I'm setting up the exit order. And seeing I'm looking at the Thinkorswim, like the chart. I'm not looking at the chart here. And Thinkorswim has a better chart, and I'm looking at it, and I exited out. And I saw something that it was not gonna work. It was not gonna work for me, and this wicked candle never showed up on Thinkorswim. It showed up here, but not on a Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim did not have this and I was kind of confused. But even though, I jumped in under the Thinkorswim platform, 100 shares, but then I realized that I wasn't seeing that this shoot to the $1.20. I didn't see that happening on the Thinkorswim, and I was like, okay, I better just get out. This might not something that's gonna work for me, because I don't know what happened here. And so yeah, I got out, made $11, and under this account, Robinhood account, and that's it. After this, I pretty much I was trading under the Thinkorswim. I made about $70. Um, Again, I am very cautious on the trades that I jump in because, as I said, I was burned many times. I lost thousands and thousands of dollars in one session, not over a course of a year or a months or no, one session, not even across one day, one session, and it was fast. It was crazy fast going against me, right? Thousands of dollars, and got burned so many times. Tears were coming out of me without my permission. I didn't want to, tear up when I was seeing what was happening, literally against me, no matter what I was doing. And I was trading. I was going long. I was shorting. Doesn't matter. I flip flap. Market goes against me. I flip flap again. Market goes against me again. I flip flap again. Market goes against me again, and over and over and over again. until I was done. I was so exhausted, lost so much money. It did not make any sense. And I just had to reevaluate my strategy, how to trade. And here I am again. Uh, as I said, funding my account, $100, and this Robinhood account. Yes, it's gonna be very hard to trade under the Robinhood account, but I'm gonna try and pick stocks that I believe that can give me some return. I don't care if they give me $10, $20, $30. I am happy. I am happy. On $100, I made on $100, guys. I made $10 on $100. Come on, that's 10% in like uh less than 5 minutes. That's 10% return on $100 investment. Yeah, I could have doubled it if Robinhood was had a ways to exit out of the position really fast, like in Swim, like a split second, I can get out of the trade in Swim. Here, I cannot get out that fast, and I was a little disappointed, but I was like, I am happy with $10. I'm done with the trade, with the Robinhood day trading for today. And I did say, thanks for watching. Always stop by. Until next day, which is tomorrow. So, yeah, check out the next day's recap. Hopefully, I'll make it as fast as I can. But this is what I got for you so far. So, yeah, again, peace and subscribe, like, or not. I don't care.